Good morning, world of readers! I am Book Dragon Erin, and I would like to welcome you all back to my booktube channel, where today I will be reviewing Lady of Darkness by Amanda Richardson. If you have not read the first book in this series, check out last week's video because that was the starting novel and this is the ending novel. Lady of Darkness is a contemporary fiction reverse harem love story, and it is book 2 in the Darkness Duet. Now, in the Darkness Duet series, we have Lords of Darkness and Lady of Darkness. Readers who read this book also enjoyed Bitter Notes by Allie Beck, Broken Truths by E.M. Moore, Dirty Crazy Bad by Sayabin Davis, and Pretty Savages by Steph Maka. They are my saviors and they are my downfall. I tried to ruin the Lords of Darkness before they could drag me into the depths of hell with them, but I failed. Now I'm reaping the consequences. Vengeance by those same four ruthless men who would like nothing more than to rid me from their order. Betrayal is funny that way. One proverbial knife in the back turns cold hearts even colder, especially theirs. That is, until I am taken by one of our rivals. My rescue and the subsequent massacre that follows proves those cold hearts still beat for me, their own Lady of Darkness. I can't resist the way their bloodied hands rip me open, barging through every defense I had ever put up over the years, and because of that, they have awakened the monster inside me. I have no choice but to step fully into my new role, and as time goes on, I have no idea if I've fallen for the honorable aristocrats everyone looks up to, or the vicious Lords of Darkness. Heroes may get the glory, but the villains get the girl. With the cliffhanger ending of the first book, I had to read the sequel as soon as possible, and an author can't give me a cliffhanger ending quite like that and expect me not to read the sequel. I can't express how evil cliffhangers can be. If there's no immediate sequel, that drives me so crazy that I nearly lost my mind in reading this entire series, and I will admit this here and now. When I was reading book 1, I was crying at the end because I was so scared that the HEA wasn't guaranteed in that novel. Technically, I wouldn't say yes or no either way. It was sort of in the middle because she realized the error of her ways, and then in the same moment, we also get the promise of another book, so it continues very smoothly, although chaotically as well, because she tries to kill the Lords of Darkness. So with book 2, I actually skipped to the ending and read the final page, making sure that there was truly a happily ever after, and thankfully there was, so no matter what happened in book 2, I knew everything would turn out beautifully in the end. Also, I know that's a bit of a literary sin, skipping to the end, but I have literary anxiety when it comes to books without a guaranteed HEA. I actually had to stop reading The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness because the endings of all the books in that entire series were so depressing for me that they were affecting my mental health. No regrets whatsoever about letting go of The Knife of Never Letting Go. When our leading lady, Harlow, realized that she truly loved the Lords of Darkness, it was almost too late, and my heart was in my throat for a few chapters that felt like forever. Harlow apologizes again and again to the Lords of Darkness for trying to kill them, realizing that she does, in fact, love them. And even though they don't say it yet, they love her too. Harlow tries proving herself to Alaric, Gideon, Sterling, and Theo, and they decide to hate fuck her. Which is a concept I have never actually understood. Why would anyone want to be with a person they hate, even temporarily? That makes no sense to me. Despite all that, I found it ironic at the end of the book when Harlow's maid, Rose, baked the Lords of Darkness brownies, just like Harlow did in book 1 when she tried to kill them. When Alaric said it was more than a bit funny in a twisted way, Harlow regaining the Lord's trust before another assassination attempt, and the look on Harlow's face when she swore to him repeatedly that she was done trying to kill them was hilariously described. I actually loved the scene where Harlow was kidnapped by the Acadian rival gang, and she remembers a letter that her late dad wrote her. "Trust the Lords of Darkness, they will protect you." And Harlow buys time for Alaric, Sterling, Gideon, and Theo to track her down and save her. She witnesses Gideon getting shot, and she realizes mid-murder scene that it's fake blood and Gideon is wearing a bulletproof vest. When the danger has temporarily subsided, she realizes that the Lords of Darkness still love her because Gideon and Theo hook up with her while Alaric and Sterling overhear on the radios. Yes, they overheard Harlow getting fucked by Gideon and Theo in a smutty sense, covered in blood. It was rather disturbing, but in a really odd, weird way. It was also kind of sexy. I need therapy after this. After the threesome scene, readers find out that Harlow is actually afraid of flying on planes while processing the info that Harlow's kinky obsession with body worship runs deeper than any of those men can reach. If you know what I mean. Like the pun, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. I will be here all night. I don't want to give away all the spoilers in what happens throughout the rest of the book, but I will say that the ending was a guaranteed HEA that still made me a bit sad. Yes, it's beautiful that Harlow and Alaric have a beautiful baby girl. Little Edith is thrilled to have a loving mom and 4 strong, protective daddies. But the legacy of the Lords of Darkness dies with Harlow and the 4. They basically abdicate their power, giving up their assassin careers to people who genuinely want to take over for them. Harlow, Alaric, Sterling, Gideon, and Theo have a fairly normal life, raising 5 children of their own. Edith will be Harlow and Alaric's little heiress, and the other lords are obsessed with making Harlow the mother to all their children as well. Each of the guys wants a baby with Harlow, and Alaric is Harlow's first baby daddy. The one thing that did turn my stomach a bit was the scene where all the lords were hooking up with Harlow and kept all their fertilizer in her plant to ensure that flowers grow, if you know what I mean. The description of Gideon shoving the fertilizer back into Harlow's plant was just gross to me, and I can't imagine how anyone can find that hot, even though a lot of people do like cream pies. I think I might be a little bit messed up myself if that is the only thing that is gross to me, not the hooking up while Harlow's time of the month is on right now, or when Harlow hooks up with 2 lords during a bloodbath and getting fucked with blood, or when Harlow lets Gideon finger her with blood all over his hands. All of that I can handle, weirdly enough, but I can't handle the fertilizer scene. That is disgusting to me. I don't get off on that stuff. That's just really disturbing to me. So yes, I need to seek immediate therapy since that's the only thing that is really gross to me in this entire series. All that in mind, I am still beyond thrilled that all characters who deserved a happily ever after got their happily ever after. And everyone knows that I can't stand reading books without a happily ever after, but this one does, so I am psyched in a fairly messed up way, and yes, I will seek immediate therapy after I finish recording and editing and uploading this video to YouTube. My rating for this book, 5 out of 5 stars, hands down. 1 star for each of the 4 lords and 1 star for Harlow. Characters were fantastic. They had such great chemistry together. I just love them as a polyamorous reverse harem plot, and just I know I said this before, but the chemistry is to die for, not literally, but it was such a great, smutty, sexy, steamy, disturbing book. I loved every part of it. Now, as far as my official review goes, I wasn't expecting a book quite like this. Yes, there are a few moments kind of drawn out, almost too smutty between multiple characters, but there is still a comedic edge that I approve of and appreciate as a reader. I can see how this book might not be liked by everyone who reads it, but just because I can take note of something, that doesn't mean I agree with it. This book was messed up in all the right ways, and I was thoroughly entertained from start to finish. Well done, Amanda Richardson. I will read anything you write in the future. Seriously, give me everything you have ever written, and I will devour it, and I will review it on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Anyway, that is all for today, so if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button to show some support, subscribe to my booktube channel to get more videos like this, turn on that notification button to be notified when I upload brand new videos every single Sunday. Keep on reading, and have a great day, everyone!